All right, everyone. So we have a pretty familiar face coming on the video today. This is Ian. Most of you may remember him from the We All Quit Because of Our CEO video. And nobody ever addressed the turd that I put on his forehead, and I'm a little upset about it. Ian, why don't you explain to them why you have a turd on your forehead?
Thank you, Mickey, for that marvelous introduction. I, truth be told, don't understand why I have a turd on my head. I've been nothing but nice to you all of these years. I've never said a bad word about you. But I would like if we could change my presence. I'm not a big fan of my neck tattoo. So if you would, I would like to enter your world and be a little bit more of animation.
You don't feel the entity I chose for you is accurate.
I do not.
Okay.
No, sir. If we could, maybe you could paint me like one of your French girls. I could say something else. You were quiet for like 10 seconds.
Everybody, this is why I don't have friends on my actual videos.
I would like to enter your animated world. So if you could, I don't know, give me a round head, maybe some eyeballs, and a nose, and a little bit of hair. I think that should do it.
Okay. And how many turds would you like on this character?
0.
Okay, so at least 2.
Perfect.
Wonderful. All right, now that we have a new picture of you that everybody can see is accurate to what you think you look like, let's go ahead and get into the video.
Yeah, so I recently came across this reckless Ben scandal with Bricks and Minifigs, and it really took me by surprise. I've really never seen journalism like this in recent memory, so it's refreshing to see little guy going after the big guy, classic David and Goliath story. But the way it's taking turns day by day is really striking to me.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy. I was telling you this before we started recording, but Ian and I just watched the newest video by Reckless Ben where they uncover the unredacted police footage. And there's a part in there that you'll all see later where the guy Josh goes through and it sounds like he threatens to actually shoot Ben. Like if the cops don't do something, then he's might actually shoot Ben. I am kind of genuinely nervous that this guy's going to get shot over all this. This is going far beyond like a YouTube video at this point. I don't know. I hope that Ben's okay. I know he had to go to Mexico for a while just to avoid getting arrested again.
It feels like we're watching a Netflix documentary in real time, which is exciting, but it's also, these are real people that we're talking about and witnessing. And so at the end of it, I want everyone to be safe. I don't want anyone coming after, this is a monetary issue. There shouldn't be threats of violence or murder, as far as I'm concerned. And also, isn't Bricks and Minifigs like a $400 million company? Like, why are they so hung up over $200,000?
Well, hang on. We're getting too ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to the beginning to catch some people up to speed that may not understand what's happening. And if you're already caught up with this entire story and just want to get to us talking about the unredacted police footage, skip ahead to this time right here.
I'm sorry, Mickey. I'm just all excited.
I know you are. So in 2023, a man named Bryan Mansell consigned a massive collection of unopened Star Wars Lego to the Bricks and Minifigs location in Kaiser, Oregon. This was not Bryan's collection, this was his father's collection. His dad is ill. And so to pay for medical bills, they were going to use the money from the Lego sets to kind of offset that payment so that they can still get treatment for Bryan's dad. So from what I've kind of gathered from 2023 to 2024, everything was going as planned until the owners of that Bricks and Minifigs location decided that they were going to move out of the country. And even though Bryan and his father were protected under a contract, the new owner of the Bricks and Minifigs location, despite saying on camera that he would take over the consignment, refuses to acknowledge the consignment. So even at this point, they still have the vast majority of those Lego sets and have not paid out to Bryan and his father what they've sold. They went on social media to advertise these Lego sets. They've been selling them while Bryan and his father are trying to get the rest of this money, but they're just kind of keeping it all. So this is where Reckless Ben gets involved. And when I say gets involved, I mean he gets involved in a big way. Bryan reaches out to Ben because he's a fan of the channel and he knows Ben tends to help in these types of situations, and asks if he would like to investigate it with him. Ben comes in and launches essentially a long-form investigative documentary series exposing the situation to try to spread awareness, and of course the end goal being to get the $200,000 that is owed to Bryan and his dad back, or get the Legos back. So they go through a bunch of legal drama. The police are essentially not helping. A lawyer won't take on the case because they keep saying it's an uphill battle. Ben even tries to goad Bricks and Minifigs into taking them to court so that they could not spend an astronomical amount of money and just actually tell their story on Bricks and Minifigs' dime. That plan never really came through for them. So finally they end up being able to go to a small claims court, and they actually win their small claims court case. Bricks and Minifigs now legally has to pay them. But when Bryan and Ben go to the Bricks and Minifigs location that the consignment deal is under, the store is closed down. And that's no coincidence. That's obviously Bricks and Minifigs' way of, quote unquote, winning their side of the case. And that's where video 1 ends. Ben actually gives us an update video, and it gets even crazier because, well, I can't describe it any better than a Mormon mafia is what Ben and Bryan are kind of up against here. A Mormon mafia is probably the best term I can think of. Ian, I know you just recently finished part 2. What did you kind of think of that whole situation? You want to give a brief overview of that?
Part 2 was eye-opening, to say the least. We get to see the police and Ben interacting so many times. He gets arrested, I don't know, like 3 times for things that he never did. So for one, he gets pulled over on the suspicion. Well, actually, he gets pulled over for rolling a stop sign, which he provides video evidence of. He did not roll through a stop sign. And if you notice, the police department actually released a response video. And in that video, the police chief states that they were pulled over for not coming to a complete stop and not stopping at the stop line. However, they didn't claim that when they pulled him over. So he backtracked to provide something that was even more concrete evidence for why they pulled him over in retroactively, because they obviously have the video footage. They know that they didn't roll through that stop. So they were trying to get him on a technicality after the fact, which is not how you conduct a police stop, as far as I am understanding the law. Anyway, then they search their entire vehicle for 3 hours looking for heroin, don't find anything, claim that they have glossy eyes and stuff like that, which is hilarious because the guy apparently has never done drugs in his life. So you couldn't have picked a worse person to pull over for that. But beyond that, they go through all these leaps and bounds. Then the case with, Ben gets a process server who isn't attached to the case, who is over 18, who is not an attorney, a legal process server to serve papers. This is one of the most foundational aspects of, I feel like, our justice system, is the ability for people to sue other people. It's the American way. And the defense that Ben provides is, this is a fake case, this doesn't exist, I'm a trillion, billion, cajillion, percent sure that this isn't real. And they don't even test that theory. They make sure that she's over 18. Ben states, we've never met before. She is a process server. They do all this, but the police even, and this is the best part, the police even call the court system or whoever it is and ask if the case is real, and it is. And he comes back over to Josh and says, well, I don't know if you want me to show you these because, it might put me in like a bit of a corner or whatever he says. Like, it might put me in a bit of like a legal issue. I'm like, that's your job. You just said that you would serve these papers, and after confirming that they were real papers, you decided not to serve them.
So this is where the Mormon aspect of it comes in that I was talking about earlier, kind of like the Mormon mafia is what it feels like. So for those of you who don't know, Bricks and Minifigs headquarters is located in Utah, which is where most Mormons live, I believe. I think that's kind of safe to say. Not all Mormons live in Utah, but Utah is a big community of the Mormon church. And I'm not here to bash on Mormonism or anything like that. I think everybody should have the right to express their own religion and live through their own religion. But there has to be something seen here that can't be denied, where we kind of have this tight-knit community of Mormons coming in, and essentially you have Bricks and Minifigs owner is Mormon, I believe, and he kind of has an in with the police department, who also is heavily Mormon, and they are kind of influencing the case against Ben that essentially leads to him getting arrested. And I believe that's where the case goes in for Josh as well, where Josh has so much pull over this police department, is that we essentially have a lot of influence on their side, and Ben essentially has no influence, except for, if you want to count the entirety of the internet. But that's another story.
Well, and you're touching on a really important part, which I think a lot of your viewers are also invested in, which is there's a severe power dynamic issue in the United States, where large institutions that have money and influence in the culture and their government are able to get away with so much corruption that innocent people like ourselves who are taken advantage of the system or get harmed by the system have no recourse, even if you go the legal route to rectify a situation. And I think the thing for me that, as a business owner, I understand that if I were to do somebody wrong in business, I would want to fix that as soon as possible. However, that is how I built my business. I don't know if Bricks and Minifigs built their business in that way. It seems to me that they have done this multiple times. To me, this seems like they are firmly planting their feet in the ground, saying, we will not budge on this, because if they give any sort of ground on this, everything else is going to fall down, and it's going to be a whole house of cards. So this is kind of where, you see the influence in their community. It does appear that they are large supporters of the Mormon Church. They donate a lot of money into the church. What Ben also highlights is the police officers that are also involved in this situation are also attached to the church. So it seems that this community is really trying to protect these individuals that have done other people harm based off of, the amount of money and support that they can provide to their community, which is not good enough reason to tell this family that they can never get their life savings back.
And the weird thing is, like, if you try to look at this from a money aspect, you're absolutely right. It doesn't make sense, because Bricks and Minifigs is a multi-million-dollar corporation. So $200,000 in the grand scheme of things, I don't understand why they're fighting so hard for that, especially when it's clear as day on paper. Even on video, it is revealed by Bricks and Minifigs themselves. This is not their money. These are not their Lego sets. In the contract, for Bryan, it explicitly states that Bryan Mencel is the owner of these Star Wars Lego sets. So for them to even try to claim ownership over that is wild. But the money aspect, even for Ben, I don't know if you saw this, Ian. Bricks and Minifigs went to Patreon, of all places. And
I did see that.
Essentially as Patreon to take down Ben's Patreon channel. They're trying to bankrupt this guy just to further suit themselves and save $200,000, but their reputation's in the trash. Do you think this was all worth it over $200,000?
No, and then the CEO came out with a response video that said, we are not going to remove his page, and if you don't like that, go ahead and sue us, which is really the bastion of light in all of this. Is there is at least one CEO out in the world that is doing the Lord's work. The Patreon CEO is really sticking it to them and saying, I'm not going to let you bully small creators, which I think is really strong for Patreon. I mean, that's really that's their whole base is creators that have formed a community that people can invest in, which by the way, I will, and Mickey did not tell me to say this, I will say that right now. If you are interested in supporting his Patreon, he has multiple tiers that you can support on his channel. All of these investments go a very long way in.
That's a good boy.
I'm gonna plug it. So if you find it in your hearts, please $1 a month will go such a long way to helping Mickey producing these videos. Every day that you don't provide money to Mickey's channel, a bird loses its wings. Don't ask me how or why.
Please don't let my bird die. Please.
Don't let the bird die. Consider giving today.
Can I
anyway,
have some more?
No, Mickey. Let's see what else.
In Ben's part 2 video, a lot of the police cam body footage was pretty heavily redacted. Somebody actually hacked into the police headquarters and actually recovered some of that unredacted footage. And what it reveals is extremely disturbing. It's blatant corruption. And you'll all see. We're going to watch it together, and we'll kind of give our thoughts on it as we go through it. But this is highly disturbing, man.
Viewer discretion is advised. First off, before we start the video, I just want to say his choice of clothes is crazy and beautiful at the same time.
He's a beautiful... Look at that mane. That is a beautiful man right there.
Someone actually hacked into the American Fork Police Department and released all the footage unredacted of my interactions with them. So this is the original footage I got with the redactions in, and this is the new unredacted footage. I'm lining them up, and I'm going to keep only the redacted parts to see what they were actually saying.
In jail.
I understand.
This ends today.
I know, we're talking
No fucking more.
Sadly, they weren't able to get the first 2 days where I was accused of having heroin on me, but the final 2 days, we were able to see a lot, actually. The footage started...
Which I will say right there, I really wish they had the first 2 days, because I wanted to hear how many excuses they could come up with for arresting him all these times. So I am bummed that they don't have the first 2 days. Also, I'm curious how they even hacked this police department. That's massive. To me, they kind of brush over that at the beginning, because it's like, oh yeah, somebody hacked the police department. It's like, well, you know, how viable is this in a legal proceeding? You know, if it's hacked, like, are people able to get this or use this as evidence? You know, I mean, this should be public knowledge. I mean, it is out there into the public now. But yeah, anyway, that was really crazy to me.
I assume this doesn't really matter for Ben, because Ben is not the one that hacked the police department. But is he even legally able to show this? But again, to your point, why was it redacted in the first place? Like that shouldn't be a thing. I think I see too many stories of police either turning off their body cams or turning off the audio, or in this case, redacting footage that shouldn't be redacted, and seemingly just getting away with it. I don't understand why that's a normal thing that we see these days, but that's part of the highly disturbing part I was talking about earlier.
Josh knows that if he goes to court with me, he's going to lose. So instead, a much easier option is he calls the police on me to prevent me from serving him.
His name is Ben Schneider. He's stalking my house. Will you come to my house, please, and come get them? I'm not going to have stalkers.
Are they there right now?
They're on the side of the house.
One of the dispatchers made a note here saying that you were going to shoot someone.
I'm done with this. Officer, can you please help me and my family?
That's exactly the part I was talking about earlier. It sounds to me like Josh, and I don't know if Josh is saying this to make the police act more aggressively to the situation or not, but that sounds like he's threatening to shoot this guy. He's threatening to shoot Ben. And that would be obviously a tragedy if this whole thing ended with somebody getting, shot or murdered over this. But again, we know that how the outcome of this plays out because Ben is able to prove what he's actually there for. Should that not be considered a crime of what Josh just did? Like he threatened to murder somebody.
Personally, these feel like empty threats. I don't think Josh is actually going to kill this guy, but that does not negate the fact that he said it, and that needs to be taken very seriously. I mean, regardless of how you feel about it, he said it, and it's on camera. It's recorded that he said that. So that is a clear threat of violence. And so for them to just brush this over and consider Ben a stalker and all of this is absolutely insane.
Absolutely.
She had a consignment deal with a guy named Bryan Mansell. A year and a half, almost 2 years, she had this consignment deal with him and she never paid him.
So right away, Josh is lying to the police, which we can easily verify with all of the metadata timestamped pictures that show that the Lego sets were in the store when Josh took it over.
He's hired this YouTuber His name is Ben Schneider. He's Reckless Ben. They sent people in saying they're going to murder our manager. I'm done.
What are you guys doing here?
So we are in a court case with them, and we have to serve them legal papers.
She is a process server, and she's trying to serve you papers.
She's not a process server.
Okay.
Get the papers.
Have you
papers. They're fake. Go get the papers.
Okay. You okay if I bring those over to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They're fake.
You got especially those papers.
Yeah.
So this is what you're trying to serve them with?
Yes. I wish we could just send them an email. I wish we could just send them a phone call, or the court could send it to them, but this is what we're required to do from the United States court. So we're just following the instructions of the government. He thinks if I just call the cops on me, he can get away with it, but we're showing him, like, we don't let him get away with his crime, so.
Okay. You okay if I give these papers to him?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Hang tight. Are you okay if she just gives you the papers so we can just get
Have
her?
you looked at the papers? I've talked to the Kaiser Police Department. There's nothing filed. So no, I'm not accepting service from him.
Okay.
Absolutely not. It's fake.
Okay.
It's not real.
That's completely fine. You have that right?
Yeah.
Does he have that right?
I don't know, to be honest with you. And I think Ben is about to touch on it, like what all has to be done to be served. But, whether Josh wants to take them or not, I think that's irrelevant. I think once Josh actually like gets them in his possession, like that's being served. Whether he takes it and drops it or whatever, it's still been done. But my issue with this part is, and they do eventually check this later, why do the police take so long to verify if these are real papers? Why are they taking this guy's word at it?
Well, also, if I was, easier said than done, but I feel like if I was the process server, I would have just walked up there and just said, "You've been served," and then run away. I mean, legal process has been done. We're out of here. That's it. And if they're fake, they're fake, then you can, throw them away and nothing happens. But that was the interesting thing to me is, they're debating so much on whether it's fake or not. And to your point, they take forever to confirm if these are actual legal documents, which, as you can see in the video coming up, he calls them up and they agree that, yeah, this is a legal case.
It really highlights, and I think you said this earlier, it really highlights just kind of how much the system doesn't work in our favor. On paper, Ben has done everything correct to the T. Why is he, number one, the one that ultimately gets arrested in this? And two, why is it such a hassle for him to prove that he won a court case against this guy to get that money back? It's incredibly, discouraging for one.
Yeah, discouraging is a good word for it. Where is the justice in all of this? It seems vacant.
Literally, all this police officer has to do is be like, "You are served," and then he doesn't even have to accept them. He can literally just drop them. But as long as you say "you are served," that counts as a legal serving. So why doesn't this cop just do that? Like, this whole thing could be solved in literally 3 seconds. Like, here, I'll time it. You've been served. Yeah, like literally 1.5 seconds, and this could be solved. This could literally be solved in 1.5 seconds. And this police officer is just purposely choosing to make this way more complicated than it has to be.
I do have to say, serving somebody would be so much fun.
Yes. Would you be the guy to like dress up in just the different characters and just like pretend to be somebody else and just start serving random people?
Yeah, I would do a 360 no scope serve. I would do a little spin move and say, "You've been served," and then run away and like start laughing.
I would love that. I think you and I should just start that should be our new career path, is just serving people.
I wonder what the market is for that. Like, are you like a freelance process server? Do you have business cards? Do you have an Etsy shop? Do you have service packages?
Right off the jump, you have to serve me. Ian is serving Mickey Teller. What's your disguise? What character are you going with? Go.
I'm going to go as the Mad Hatter. And I'll come up to you and say, "It's tea time, bitch. You've been served."
Okay, but I know you're Ian. Like, you sound like Ian. I need to hear the Mad Hatter. Let's play this out. So I'm at the mall. I'm shopping. I'm having a good time. And then you spot me. You have papers. What's your next move?
I don't like the Mad Hatter. Can we do something else?
Okay. I'll let you pick somebody else. What's your next disguise?
I think I want to show up with a guitar and play a song. No, I don't like that either. Damn it. I don't know what I want to be. Hold on. Give me a second.
You are not good at this. You are not. I don't think this should ever be your career.
I swear to God, if you put this in the video, I'm gonna kill you.
You wouldn't serve anybody.
No, you can't do that. This is not.
Nobody's getting papers because you can't come up with a disguise.
This isn't gonna be funny to your audience if they just watch me flop.
They're gonna love this. I'm loving this.
You know what? I'm gonna go as Mickey Teller. I'm gonna have a mask and I'm like, my name's Mickey. You've been served. Follow my YouTube channel. I'll have a Patreon.
Okay, so you're in the mall. You spot Mickey Teller, and you decide to disguise yourself as Mickey Teller. What's your next step?
My name's Mickey. You've just been served. Join my Patreon.
Is that YouTube's famous Mickey Teller I see out in the distance?
Wow, he looks worse in person.
If I were gonna serve you, I do.
I didn't ask you that question. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in this. Let's go on to the video. I don't care how you're gonna serve me. It's stupid.
I'd be Johnny Depp.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I find you on the beach. You're tanning. You know, getting all oiled up.
Easy there, Mickey.
Oiled up. Got sweat beading down between your chest. And I come up. Hey, love, where's the rum gone? What do? You fall in love with me, right? You fall in love with me.
I called the police.
As soon as you stand up to try to, like, hug me and kiss me, weirdo, I serve you papers. And now you're devastated. So not only did you get served, you got served with emotional damage. And I'm having a good day. And that's why I'll make it in this business and you never will.
That made me incredibly uncomfortable.
Good. Let's play the video.
Purposely choosing to make this way more complicated than it has to be.
Hold on. All right. What are you wanting done today? Besides, obviously, talk to...
As much as you humanly possibly can.
I can screen charges. I'm open to screening charges through our attorney.
Yeah. Instead of serving these court papers like the police officer promised me he would, this officer would rather screen all possible charges for me to see what random stuff they can make up about me.
I'm going to go talk with him, give him his paper back, since you do not want this, correct?
Can I just peek at it?
What was that?
Can I peek at it?
It kind of puts me in a little bit
All
of a
right, never
bind.
mind. It's fake. There's no lawsuit anyway.
Okay. So anyway.
Puts me in a little bit of a bind because I'm a police officer and I should be doing my job in accordance to the law, and I'm not. So, I don't know if I'm going to serve you these legal documents, even though I just said I would.
What was that?
Can I peek at it?
It kind of puts me in a little bit
All
of
right,
a
never
bind.
mind. It's fake. There's no lawsuit anyway.
Okay. So anyway, I'm going to give this back to him and trespass for you.
Because here's the thing. Like, think about this logically. Do you think a process server would show up with a guy that's been harassing a YouTuber to serve papers in Utah?
Josh knows that if he gets served these papers, it's going to be really bad for him. And at this point, it seems like he's willing to make up any story he can to get us arrested before he gets served these papers.
They sent a lady in, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm going to murder you," to Amanda, the manager.
And now, Josh has just committed a felony. Lying to the police officers about a false threat I made to get me arrested is super duper illegal.
He does not want the paper. So
Does not want the papers?
here's that back for you.
Okay. Not sure what this is. I've never seen something like that. To be honest with
I've never even seen a court document before.
you.
These are court papers.
Okay.
I've never seen a document like that. These are court papers. Okay. Whatever, dude.
Yeah, process server's really going to ride with the YouTuber. Then the girl is like, she's like, "Oh no, I got to serve him these papers." Like, they printed up a fake lawsuit, And I'm like, "Oh yeah, do you think the process server would really be riding with the YouTube guy to deliver papers to a guy that he's been harassing?"
And we don't even know if that is, truly somebody off the street. She could be Johnny Depp in disguise.
She could be. We just met her. We have no idea. This could be a whole thing.
Oh my God.
The plot thickens.
I just don't know what to do, man. I'm done with these guys.
We're ready and willing to arrest these individuals for Utah statutes for cyberbullying and digital stalking, because they're using electronic means for communication and coordinating their stalking.
Oh, it's digital stalking, not stalking.
it's all of the above. You know,
Okay,
and so,
got it.
but because they're continuing to use, you know, like additional tactics and other things like that, thinking that they're being cute and whatnot, can't continue. So somebody has to be arrested to show that they can't continue to do this.
Now we're just kind of wanting to know what you want done on this.
As much as we humanly possibly can.
It's wild that the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs is sitting here essentially denying any wrongdoing from all of this. And, you know, I am assuming he can hear that he knows the police are over there. That's why he's on the phone blatantly talking about punishment for Ben. But it just goes right back to what we were saying earlier. Like, where is the justice for this? How is this man just blatantly able to lie? And then the police, as you can see in a little bit, the police are going to go along with it.
Also, there is another C-suite person that is perfect for this called a chief legal officer. So it's funny that the CEO is trying to play lawyer here. That's kind of highlighting already to the situation that maybe they don't understand how the law works. But they are trying to twist it as much as they can in their favor.
He is very adamant that he wants to serve you with papers. Okay.
That's fake. That's illegal. You can't pretend to be a process server.
So
You can't. That's illegal.
Why not? In the state of Utah, to be a process server, all you have to do is be over the age of 18 years old. You got to be not affiliated with the case, and you can't be an attorney. And this girl meets all three. She is over 18 years old. I literally met her like 10 minutes before we showed up here, and she's not an attorney. So legally, in the state of Utah, this woman is a process server. And I already explained this to the police.
So anyone can be a process server. You have to be 18 years old, and you have to be not affiliated with the case. So she is not affiliated with the case. She's over 18 years old. That qualifies as a process server.
Okay. Well, maybe just have someone not affiliated with you.
That's her. Yeah, we have no relationship. That's why she's here. Yeah, that's why she's here. We have no relationship, and that is who she is. The exact person that you were describing.
That's fake. It is a lie. She's impersonating a process server.
So for this girl to be impersonating,
I don't think anybody knows what a process server is, including the police, because the police, like Ben pointed out, described exactly what a process server is, and then blatantly just ignored the fact that this girl meets those requirements. And then,
yeah, but also if that's the case, let her serve the papers and then you can arrest her and then, you know, she'll collect a paycheck. But at the end of the day, you know, let them do their job. I don't understand why the police are trying to protect, you know, this interaction so much.
Somebody else's stupid again. I like how he can just lie to you guys. He's just straight face. Oh, he owes me $200,000.
I'll check with the court, see if it's a valid civil case that he's trying to push through, and we'll go about it that way, okay?
Thank you for holding. How can I help you?
Trying to speak with someone to verify if a case is, just verify if a case is real.
Yeah, looks like a real small claims case in our court.
Okay, thank you for your help. I think that's all for today. Thank you.
and after this phone call, I guess the police officers turned off the microphone on their body cam because I guess they really didn't want literally anyone to hear this, even if someone gets a hold of the unredacted stuff. Not even we now can get it to hear what these police officers are saying. But anyways, the police officer ends up going back to talk to Josh.
They're screening some charges, okay?
Yeah.
But we're just kind of working through. It looks like this is a real case. It just hasn't gone to court, okay?
It's a real case. Who's it against?
It against you, him versus you.
Ben Snyder?
Mm-hmm.
What an idiot.
So,
And there we see it. There we see it. Without a shadow of a doubt. Like, look at his stupid face. That's the face you...
Oh, how the crumbled cookies.
Oh, how the crumbled cookies. Like, but this is the part that pisses me off the most, is it's been proven, beyond a shadow of a doubt. The court verified themselves this is a real case. This should be the moment where it's like, okay, case closed. Yeah, dude, here's your papers.
That's it. That's it. End of story.
But it doesn't happen. Oh my God.
It's so frustrating to watch all of this.
Ben Snyder?
mm-hmm.
What an idiot.
So,
He's just racking up the charges, and we're working together.
So basically the consensus is we were all wrong here. However, let's just arrest Ben anyways.
Like, letting them go cannot be an option here, guys. Like, there's got to be something for cyber stalking, bullying, like all of the different things. Like, there's got to be something to arrest them and send a message that this is not appropriate, this is not okay.
I'm in agreement with you. Again, that's why we're kind of...
What are you agreeing over, officer? Like, Ben's done nothing wrong. Legally, he's done nothing wrong. Sure, he may have been annoying to Josh and Bricks and Minifigs, but legally, everything is by the books. You know, I don't... There's a comment right here that says it best that you can see on screen. We were wrong, but we have to send a message.
Working through this right now.
Hello. Step out for me. Okay. Okay. Find you back. Am I being arrested? You're under arrest right now. Really?
For what, they don't say.
I love you. I love you. Oh,
There we go.
I love you.
Yeah, enjoy that ad.
Like, you can't defend this. Obviously, you're not trying to, but like nobody can defend this. Proven that this man had papers, and not only does he not get served the papers, the guy that's trying to serve him the papers, again legally, is going to jail. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't even know what creative commentary to add to that. Like, it's just, how does that happen?
Well, this is where things ramp up a lot, in my opinion, because in the process of trying to serve these papers, getting arrested for, I'm not sure, they don't list the charge stalking or cyberbullying or whatever it is. They've essentially impeded on a legal process. So I'm curious. I feel like this now, well, if it already didn't implicate the police department before, it certainly does now, because they've just impeded on this legal process, and he did nothing wrong. So this just kind of went like beyond Ben versus Bricks and Minifigs. Now it's Ben versus Bricks and Minifigs versus the American Fork Police Department. So again, I feel like we're watching a Netflix documentary in real time. I genuinely think this is one of the best examples of documenting a story that I've ever seen, because he's got all of the police body cam footage, and he's seamlessly telling all this story through found footage and putting the pieces together that the audience, you can see, go through all the comments. Everyone is so clearly aligned that they are in the wrong. But watching this unfold in real time is just a treat.
Well, it is, and it's scary too, because, and I think that's why this story has gotten so much traction. Obviously, it's like it's corrupt. The whole thing is corrupt, but people are probably, you know, their foundation feels a little shaken, because if this is happening to Ben, who has documented everything, has a massive support system on YouTube and other social media platforms, and this big community rallying behind him, and yet he still is like getting arrested. Nobody's taking his court case seriously. Then what hope is there, you know?
I know. Yes. I don't know what to say there.
It's all dark. It's so dark.
It's so dark and gloomy.
So now let's get to the search warrant, where the cops raid my house because they heard that I was the one that stole the Legos from Bryan. So I might have found out an answer of why this cop was so rough with me and threw my arm back. Before we enter the property, the cop warns all the other police officers to make sure we are not filming.
Hey, they're probably going to be quick to film. They're probably going to be quick to pull their phones out, so just be aware of that.
However, when we got raided, I instantly pressed the record button on my phone because I was terrified these police officers were going to do something and try and hide it from the public. But I guess the police officer sees that I'm filming, and once he sees I'm filming, I think he was like, as punishment for filming me, I'm going to bend your arm back upwards and injure you, is my guess of what happened, because afterwards he says this.
The main kid had his phone recording, so I shut it off, but...
The other kid had a GoPro.
And as a clear reminder, it's not illegal to record the police in this situation. It actually should be encouraged to record the police in this situation. But again, even though Ben was recording, there's clear video of the cop breaking the law in this scenario. Still, it seems like Ben's getting the crap end of the deal here.
And just as a side note, that is a really cute fat tabby on the pavement, just soaking up the sun, watching this all unfold.
Oh my God, look at that little muffin.
That is what we call an absolute unit.
My guess of what happened, because afterwards he says this.
The main kid had his phone recording, so I shut it off, but...
So I see here, police cannot stop you from recording them in Utah as long as you are in a public space, not interfering with their duties and obeying lawful orders. Officers cannot legally confiscate your phone, force you to delete footage, or turn off your camera solely because you are recording them.
And not only in Utah, nowhere in the United States is that legal.
Yeah, it's a First Amendment right to film police. And it seems like they had a search warrant for the house, not his phone.
So what are the illegal charges against the officer? We'll give them the search of the house, even though I don't think it's right. I think they know it's a bullshit call, but they went and did it anyway. But they can use that to their technicality. But now we have interrupting a recording of a civilian, and now we have a dislocated arm because of said recording. So now that's assault.
And don't forget obstructing a legal process of serving papers as well.
Yes, the main reason of this video, absolutely.
How many did you get? You got Ben?
We got 5 right now.
Including Ben Schneider?
Yes.
Sweet, that's good.
Next, we got some unredacted footage of me using the bathroom.
Dude's just awkwardly standing there in the corner, like, that's so funny.
Just looking down like he's ashamed of it all.
If this guy wasn't on scene, I feel like he's just a part of this. He's just like, listen, I want nothing to do with this, you know.
Well, he's not even looking at Ben. Like, I say, if you're gonna be in the situation, then nut up or shut up, because this guy's not doing his job. Go look at him. Go watch him.
I disagree. I like him in the corner.
This is why you'll never make it in law enforcement.
That's all right.
Anyways, we're going to fast forward a bunch. So this is basically a spoiler for episode 3, but basically this Bricks and Minifigs company has nonstop been making fake bomb threats, fake fire threats, fake murder threats in my name that I'm going to murder them. The only problem is, obviously these are all fake threats. I would never do something like that. But the police think that these are real threats. So now the police from Los Angeles, from Utah, they're all working together now to catch me. Here's a phone call from just a few days ago of the Los Angeles police calling the Utah police of them scheming of a way to get me arrested for all these mystery threats that I've been making.
Paul, we got a complaint from a guy in Provo about this guy Schneider.
Okay.
And so it seems like I talked to the guys in Sandy police too, and then trying to get a hold of Provo police. So it seems like, yeah, Schneider's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Basically, so he called me and he's just like, this guy's crazy. He's like making threats against us, my employees, our business, et cetera, et cetera. It seems like this guy might live in LA, or his last known address is in LA. So I guess I'm just trying to track down like what you guys are doing, if anything. I know, like, at least I've been told that there's technically a couple open cases. This guy's already being charged in Utah by 3 different places. Like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Any idea where he actually is?
No idea.
Okay.
I know we had asked to hold him until we had further, but I'm guessing they just let him bond out, so.
Okay.
The only problem is I'm in a place the American police have no jurisdiction over, so they're never gonna catch me here.
Yeah, no American police in sight.
Good luck finding me. You are never gonna find me, police officers.
So that's like the sticking to the man part that is funny to watch, but I'm also like, man, I really hope this doesn't make things even more difficult for him, because fleeing a country, I mean, he's kind of doing the whole like Edward Snowden thing, but I don't know if this is really going to help his case or not. I mean, if he was still in Utah or in Los Angeles, I mean, we can assume he would just get arrested again, and then, you know, they would probably just throw as many charges as they could at him. So honestly, I don't know what any other person would do. I'm curious what you think about, how would you approach that situation if you just were getting all of these accusations of threats that are being taken seriously? I mean, what do you do?
Well, I mean, at this point, Ben's been backed into a corner. Yeah, what he's done is highly illegal, fleeing the country. But again, they put him in a corner. They're fabricating a case against him. So if I were in that situation, if I had the funds to leave the country and go live in Mexico for a while, I would probably take it, because at this point, I don't really trust the justice system to see his case the legal way and, him get out of this scot-free, because it's kind of showing that, hey, you're getting taken advantage of, and you're not winning, unfortunately.
At least not at the state level. And I think that's also the problem, is for him to be able to get all of this resolved the legal way would probably result in him spending months, if not even years, in jail, because this has become such a large case. I mean, you're talking about this massive corporation, you're talking about the police department now, maybe even the state of Utah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw this go to the federal level, because there's so many moving parts, and this is multiple state jurisdictions, because they're talking about LA police now. So at this point, this is starting to feel more like a federal case, which I'm really excited to see, or I shouldn't say excited, because, I don't want this to explode more than it is. But I mean, I can't say I'm not incredibly interested in this, with part 3 coming out, just what sort of details are going to be shared then. Yeah,
I am at a point where I am just genuinely worried for Ben. I don't know how this ends for him. It seems like he's fighting against an entire army at this point. Well, what would you say, Ian, is your takeaway from all of this?
My biggest takeaway is document everything. I mean, we saw from the beginning, he had receipts, he had video, he documented every step of the way. He always had a video camera rolling when it counted. And so I think that's a big takeaway for us, is to, he's protecting himself as much as possible. If he didn't have all of this to help support his case, I feel like they would have reached a dead end months ago.
Yeah, I agree. Always document everything, and it is good that he has all of that. My only thing is, he has documented everything, and we've watched him go through the proper legal channels, and he still ends up in handcuffs. We're kind of watching, at least for now, the justice system fail this guy, even though he's documented everything.
Yeah, and I would say my response to that is, even though it's failed, he's still trying. And so that's honestly the, to me, the inspiring aspect of it. I think a lot of people would have quit a long time ago when things got this hairy. Honestly, I don't know if I would have escalated it to this level, just because of, the fear of retaliation, which is what's happening right now. And so, full props to this guy for trying to, see this through to the end. He didn't have to get himself involved in this. And I think the people agree, he's really shedding light on a system that is not built for us.
All right, Ian. Well, thanks for giving your thoughts on this. Thanks for watching this with me.
Well, thanks, Mickey, for having me on. And reminder, everyone, for $1 a month, you can prevent Mickey from having another corporate job.
Please, sir, give me $1. Just $1.
I changed my mind.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Later.